hit the subscribe button if you want to receive more notifications of uploads. Also, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and leave a comment. I love to hear from you. Hello and welcome to the Shirley Ryder Show. You're with Shirley Ryder, and today we are talking to Janne Guitargirl, and also commonly known as
Guitargirl.
Now we're also going to be talking briefly to Tim Julian as well, and perhaps one or two others. We'll wait and see. So we're going to talk about Janne's album, and we're also going to talk a little bit about your musical history.
Okay.
Yeah, and see where the conversation leads.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start off with your musical history.
When I was a child growing up, my parents were share milking, and so because we were in a share milking cottage, it wasn't like an original homestead that had the family piano. So it was easier for me to have a guitar and just sling it over the back of my back when I was riding my bike to school, and so it was just portable. And so I just started playing the guitar from an early age and became popular at school when they said, oh, if there was a hockey trip, Jan, bring your guitar. We'd sit in the back of the bus and sing, and yeah, that's where it started. And then one day, many years later, I just reacquainted myself with the guitar, and suddenly, I had a song written, and then another, and just here I am.
Awesome. What would you say your influences would have been? Musical influences?
Well, straight away, as a younger person in the New Zealand history, I was really inspired by Shona Lang.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah. And so little did I know, years later, when I first arrived in Tauranga, I was involved with a acoustic music club, and we put on concerts, and Shona was one of our artists, and I was very honoured to be able to open for her. So I played about 7 or 8 of my songs as an opening act, backed up by a couple of good friends, Grant Dengate on bass and Peter Demet on harmonica. And later, Shona was so easy to talk to. I thought, oh, it's Shona Lang, but no, she's just really easy to talk to. And she said, she liked my songs and said to keep songwriting. Well, singer-songwriter David Shannon, he was really supportive as well, and inspired me to keep writing and keep up with the originals. So they're 2 people off the top of my head.
I'm surprised you haven't said me. You've done your CD.
So exciting.
It is, because it's Jan's very first CD.
It is.
Yeah, and have you got a name for the CD?
I have. I decided that one of the songs on the album, Seasons, and in the song, each verse, there's spring, there's summer, then there's sort of turbulence, and then there's autumn, and then winter. And as well as the seasons in nature, I've actually aligned it to like a human life.
Yeah, so how many tracks on the album?
It's a 10-track album. Yeah. I'm just really, really happy with everybody that's helped me and the arrangement, and Tim's been amazing, his musicianship and his skills.
Tim
and
Julian.
Sorting out the song.
Yeah, we'll have just have a listen and have a listen to what Tim has to say.
Jan came to me with a set of songs that she had demoed up.
Yeah.
She demoed them with Justin Bradford. We started off with her with the demo tracks, and then got the acoustic guitars and guide vocals in, and we went from there. I did some extra arrangement ideas. There's a couple of tracks I played bass on. Other than that, we used Kelvy.
Yes.
There's a Steve Kopai came out and did a lot of guitar for her. I did some extra bits here and there just to flesh things out from ideas that I had in my head.
Yeah.
And keyboards.
Got any favourite tracks on the album?
Undercover.
Yeah.
Because I got to use quite a bit of keyboard stuff on that, have a bit of fun with it. There's lots of good tracks on it. Storm I enjoyed a lot because, well, I also added the instrumental section in. But I think probably one of the standout ones for me is the Alone track.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just really like the sound of it.
Yeah.
It's very atmospheric and quite almost eerie.
I had Steve Laffin on drums, and Steve Calvert played bass, and Steve Kopai played lead guitar. Karen Hankinson has done backing vocals on some of my songs. Mark Schauman, I needed a deep voice on one of my tracks and he did a brilliant job, thank you Mark. And a really good friend of mine called Shirley Ryder, she did a great job on some tracks too. Yeah, so that was the backing vocals. And then my good friend Paul Lethbridge, he did some finger picking for me. And Tim, master musician, he played keys, he played mandolin, he's played little bits and pieces all through the album. When I was growing up, I remember on a farm, sort of lying in the grass, looking up at the sky. No pollution, no traffic noise, and it's like different now. So I wrote a song about it. I remember a time I'd walk along the seaside, shells upon the sand, driftwood washed up by the tide. Skies were clear, the air smelled good. Out in nature, everything being as it should. I remember a time I'd look at clouds for hours, skylarks singing in the blue, butterflies and bees and flowers. Grass was green, the ground smelled good. Everything was fine in the neighborhood. What have we done to our water? Are we adding things that we order? I saw a photo of the world from outer space and somebody had put the caption underneath, I wish that politicians could see the world from this point of view as a one planet rather than just countries. And it was at the time when Donald Trump was calling Kim Jong-un Rocket Man and everybody was thinking, oh no, is there going to be a world war? And so my chorus is basically, instead of putting up walls, it's take away the borderlines, take away the dollar signs, because you can't see them from outer space.
Absolutely.
So that was the inspiration for that song.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
So, now, of course, you've got a song that we're going to sing shortly together. Well, we might as well sing it now.
Right.
It's called Stepping Stones, and after we've sung it, I'll just get you to talk about it a little bit.
When it's an uphill battle to climb that rocky road, when every step is hurting and you have such a heavy load, to reach your destination, rest your weary bones, just look and turn your stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Stepping stones, stepping stones. You may have a purpose, your goal may seem immense. Even a small hurdle can look like a great big fence. Concentrate your efforts, you pay off all your loans, and you can turn your stumbling blocks into stepping stones. We were invited to a suicide awareness concert down at the Edgewater Fan in Tauranga, and when we turned up to this performance, I happened to look down at the program. I thought, oh, that's weird. There was a picture of stepping stones, and we hadn't told anybody what we were going to sing about, but I'd written a song called Stepping Stones about reaching out, you know, when people are hurting and they need help, and, you know, give them a stepping stone, help them. And so it just seemed really weird that I was about to sing that song and here was the stepping stones on the program. So yeah, I found that quite interesting.
It's so really,
yeah,
It's a lovely song, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear there's a song about stalking on there too. You tell us about that.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I just some of us have relationships that don't go right, and I just I won't name names, but this particular person wasn't.
I need to get my reference
Was
up.
very, very, very controlling and
Yeah.
had to. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, and
Yeah.
an example was my dad was living in a unit, and I was feeling a little bit claustrophobic. So I thought, oh no. So I said, look, I just need some space. Hopped in my car and drove off. And when I got to my dad's place, he said, oh, this person's already phoned to see if I've arrived yet. And it just
Oh, yeah.
that, and another instance when I'd been asleep and this person had been up in the night, and this is before the phones had locks on them. It got to my phone, it had gone through my phone,
That's
and I'd
creepy.
written all the numbers of my contacts down on a piece of paper, which I just happened to found when I was putting some socks away in a drawer. I thought, what? It's this piece of paper, why has he got all those numbers? So then, yeah, that was my decision. Look, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And then that's when the stalking started.
So, obviously stalking can actually,
Yeah.
it can end up, can be in danger. So,
Yeah.
what would you have any advice for people that, because there must be a lot of people that, or some people that have either been in that situation,
Yeah.
or may face that situation, or maybe going through a situation like that. Yeah.
I think, looking back, I was a bit freaked out, but I should have let more people know what was going on at the time, because a lot of times when you're in a situation, they cut off, delete numbers from your phone, so that, you're thinking, oh, how do I get,
Yeah.
So isolation is one thing, stalking, control, try and hide your car keys so you can't find your keys to go, all this sort of stuff.
Head game, so.
So yeah. Let people know if you're feeling uncomfortable and get out of there.
Yeah, which can be hard to do when you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a song called Storm that you wanted to talk about.
Right. Now, I was the youngest child, and my older sister used to write a lot of poems, and she used to be able to just look out at a cloud or something and then write this amazing poem. And so I was thinking about, rather than just a poem, could I maybe put it into a song? So I just sort of thought about the menacing grey cloud creeping over the horizon, everything's still, and then it starts with the raindrops, and then it gets the intensifies. And then I thought of our lives, how we get sort of swept away and different things happen to us, and it's like you have to go through the storm. So in the song, I've got a little birdie flying high, you better come down from the sky. And I related myself to that little birdie.
Yeah.
And then the song evolved from there.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Favourite 5 artists?
5 artists. Right, well, I think we tend to go back to our teenage.
Apart from Shona.
So apart from Shona, I liked, New Zealand artists, I liked Sharon O'Neill.
Oh, me too.
Male artists, I quite liked, I loved David Bowie.
Oh,
awesome.
Absolutely.
And also, just maybe Tracy Chapman. The reason I say that is because a lot of times I'd hear these women with really high voices, and I've got a lower voice, and all of a sudden you get this Tracy Chapman coming along with a lower voice.
Interesting lyrics, hasn't she?
Yeah. And also I liked a little bit of Get Up and Boogie, so I used to dance to Kiss, and I Was Made for Loving You Baby, and and Steve Miller Band, just Jerry Rafferty,
Baker Street.
Yeah, Baker
Great
Street.
song.
Love that saxophone solo.
I'm gonna ask you an interesting question. I've never asked anyone before.
Oh,
Top 5 off the top of your head. You may think of someone when you disappear, but top 5 local based Tauranga type or Bay of Plenty artists. The originals.
Originals?
Yeah.
Grant Howard Trio.
Yeah.
Electric Universe.
Yeah.
Shirley Ryder.
You had to say that because I thought, yeah.
No, you've written some amazing
Oh,
songs.
thank you.
Alice C, she's amazing.
Oh, yes.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And just influence once again with being a woman. I really enjoyed some of Emily McLeod.
Oh, Emily. Yeah, she's great.
And Camilla Lenhart.
Yeah. You can go.
I can't count.
Yeah, that's a tough question because it's just off the top of your
Mel
head.
Cox.
You'll probably go away and think, I just should have said this person earlier on, but it's just.
Yeah.
So, any other songs that you would like to talk about on the album before we move on?
The first song, Music in the Blood, that's sort of another song about relationships, a lot of songs about relationships, and that's just about sometimes having so many friends in the music industry, but you sort of want to keep them, you can have some really good friends, but you want to keep them just friends because, well, you both got so much in common, and
things can get messy.
Yeah, things can get messy, but also no matter what happens, whether you split up or you're in different relationships or just friends, the only constant there to me through my life is that music's always been there. When you've been let down by people and stuff happens, music's always there to come back to. So it's sort of been like my passion. So a lot of my friends that I hang around with are musicians, and for that reason, I suppose, because I'm passionate about it, and other people are too. And so the song Music in the Blood is about talking to some of these friends about their relationships and finding common ground, because we've all got music in the blood.
Yeah, and I think musicians are a breed of their own.
Yeah.
Crazy breed that way.
Yeah.
Just on different levels.
Yeah.
I put myself in that category.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, you were saying, and I know this is a really interesting point, about you didn't want all of your songs to sound the same, and I understand that. In fact, how I got around that on my first album was we made sure every song in the album was in a different key following the next.
Right.
So it really gave it a different feel.
Yep.
I'm just wondering how you got it, because that was a big thing for you. So how did you?
Yeah, I understand that. Part of my life, I used to love dancing again to music, but as far as dancing goes, it helped me with different tempos. And I know that I mainly play guitar and do a bit of harmonica and percussion, but if I'm in a band, like in a backing situation, I quite often get told that I've got good rhythm and I know when to come in, and I think a lot of that has been influenced by dancing. One song, I just was sitting on my decking playing around with an A minor chord, and I made this little riff and came up with these interesting chords and just strung them together. And I'm normally pretty wordy with some of my songs. I'm good at writing lyrics, but this particular one, there's very few lyrics on. It's the song called Alone, and I wanted it to be sort of like haunting, so there's a few lyrics, but there's a lot of weaving, percussions and instruments, and Tim did a great job on that. Stepping Stones is different again with the percussion. That's more of a samba, and then you've got rockier ones. Outer Space is more rocky. So I just wanted everything to not say, oh, that's one of my songs, to think, oh, that's different.
So where to from here? Like, where can we get your CD? Oh, is it coming out on hard copy, or is it just online?
It's initially I'm going to have it coming out on hard copy, and I'm just going to plan to do a little CD launch.
Nice.
Because I've had some of my friends and family said that they want to actually have a physical CD.
I think that's nice.
And I think for the first one, it's nice to have something to say, hey, that's my CD.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do something online after that, but I just wanted to start because it's my very first one. Yeah.
So when can we expect it to actually be released so that we can go and buy it?
I haven't got a date yet.
You haven't got a date, that's alright. Or just keep in touch.
Okay.
Because I suppose you'll be doing a CD launch at some point.
I will be.
Not arranged yet, but so what we'll maybe do is get you back.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll let everyone know when the CD launch is going to be.
Yeah, and that can be in another little...
Yeah, and how they can get hold of the CD after the launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Oh, well, look, thank you very much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
And, it's been wicked talking to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jan. Azette Guitargirl.
Thank you, everybody.
Joyce, I'll see you guys later on. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. Grass was green, the ground smelled good. Everything was fine in the neighborhood. What have we done to our water? Are we adding things that we order?
Remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to receive more notifications of uploads. Also, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and leave a comment. I love to hear from you.